Hello everyone. I have read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad of R.Kiyosaki when I was 20 and it has had a big impact on my life. So today I'm gonna share with you 15 financial tips from that book. I hope they can change your lives too. Number 1. Failure is the best teacher. We are taught from childhood that making mistakes is wrong and we are often punished for them. A lot of people are scared of them and even don't want to try it just to avoid punishment. But humans learn from making mistakes. We learn to walk by falling down. Robert says we either succeed or we learn. Failure gives us an experience that's absolutely priceless. Talk about money with your family and friends. Most people doesn't talk about it at all. It is a big mistake because it is one of the more important things to talk about. If you want to grow in something, you have to think about and talk about it. Poor people will never discuss finances or their money and they'll say they're not just interested in it. But the rich people will discuss it around the dinner table. It will be a topic of conversation because it is one of the more important things in our lives. It is what we trade our lives for. Play it safe. It is actually terrible advice. It keeps us stuck in savings mode when we should be moving over to investment mode. It keeps us stuck at a job we hate for 10 years longer than we need to. It makes us focus only on our benefits and getting a raise and having a secure job instead of looking for actual freedom and actual happiness and building real wealth. Well, most people think it's important to go to school, get a degree, get a high-paying job in a big company. That is not how we become wealthy. Instead, we should study money, try to figure out how to make money work for us, and sometimes take a risk. I remember how 5 years ago I decided to leave my 9-to-9 job and became self-employed. It was super risky. I've increased my income 3 times higher and got much more free time than when I was employed. Do something different to get a different result. Some people do the same thing over and over and expect different results. It's kind of insanity. If you are not seeing results, you shouldn't just work harder, which is the default thing that most people do when they have money problems. Take a step back and ask, should you be running so hard in the direction that you are running, or do you need to start changing things up? If you want different result, do something in a different way. Don't say, I can't afford it. Ask, how can I afford it? If you say, I can't afford it, you just close a lot of different ways to achieve what you want. Instead of it, ask, how can I afford it? That is what turns on your mind to saying, if I can generate $1,000 a month in passive income from buying assets, then I'll be able to afford this car, this thing. Instead of thinking, I can't afford to travel, ask yourself, how can I afford to travel? What do I need to change in my life so that I'll be able to do this, that I'll be able to have what I want or have this type of lifestyle? What do I need to change to make this happen? These are the key phrases that will open your mind to fundamentally new mindset. Give yourself a reputation. A healthy person doesn't eat fast food. A fit person goes to the gym 2-3 times a week, and you can apply this to so many different things. If you want to be a different person, think like he does. If you see yourself as a wealthy person, before you spend money, you're gonna ask, would a wealthy person buy this thing? Would a wealthy person make this decision? And honestly, it makes things a lot easier. Give yourself the reputation of the person you want to be. Invest in learning about investing before you actually start investing. What most people do when they have extra money? Yes, they just start investing. We are not gonna talk about those who start to just waste every cent when they have extra money. These newborn investors end up losing money and then thinking that investing is super risky and you can't do it, you need to be an expert. But they are doing things out of order. Before you start doing something, learn how to do it correctly. Learn about money. Learn about stocks or real estate or building a company. You should think of investing before you just blindly throwing your money around. Pay yourself first because that's gonna motivate you. When people get their salary, they pay their bills first, buy phones, different things. And after all, if there is anything left over, they save that money. But honestly, there is nothing left over at the end of the month. So most people never save anything. But if you prioritize yourself and investing in your future, then you need to pay yourself first. You need to automatically put things into savings, automatically start investing. And doing that before, and then if you don't have enough money to pay your bills at the end of the month, then you are forced to be creative and figure out ways to start earning more money. Do you have to work a side job? Do you have to start investing differently? What do you need to do to make more money? Hard work is not enough. Instead of trying to build wealth and actually taking a step back and doing some hard things, stepping out of your comfort zone, a lot of people, when they have a problem, they just work harder. And there is nothing wrong with hard work. It is super important. But first of all, you need to work smarter. And only after that, you can work harder. Stop focusing on the negative. Fear stops a lot of people from making action and investing. They are scared to take a step forward because they know or heard about people who got burned a long time ago. A lot of people I know won't invest in real estate because they say they don't want to fix toilets. They are focusing on that instead of the financial freedom that they can gain from buying real estate. Those people doesn't even consider the option that they can hire other people to fix problems. It's just a business expense. But instead of focusing on financial freedom and changing their lives, they are focusing on toilets. We need to focus on assets instead of liabilities. Most people have no idea what the difference between assets and liabilities. But it is one of the more important things if you want to be wealthy. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket every single month. And the liability is something that takes money from your pocket every single month. Most people consider their house their biggest asset, but it is a liability until they go and sell that house, because it is taking money out of their pocket every month, as opposed to like a cash flowing rental property, which is actually putting money in your pocket every month. Most people will never win because they are afraid of losing. The fear of losing money is greater than the happiness of actually being successful. So they'll never start investing. They'll never leave their job. They'll never take any risks. They'd rather play it safe and guarantee that they are going to continue living paycheck to paycheck and staying exactly where they are. Then step out and take risks and try new things. If you want to have financial freedom, you need to overcome fear. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. I don't need to be an expert on everything, but I need to know experts on everything. So when I have a question, I can hire somebody who is dedicated and focused on that thing so that I can focus on what I am good at. That's why I hired a dental surgeon to install implants to my patients. I know that he will do his job much more better, so I can focus on treatment, crowns and veneers. That is my job. More money will actually not solve your problems. Most people given more money will just spend more money. You'll be able to build up some wealth even with the median salary. The key is how you manage your money. I know people who make 50 grand and 150 grand, and they're both living paycheck to paycheck. But instead, you need to focus on what you are doing with the money that you have. Are you saving it or are you wasting it? Are you investing it or are you just hanging on to it? Invest in your brain. In the book, he talks multiple times about how he spent $500 on a course, and that course made him up to $1 million. And I know for myself that I've spent thousands of dollars on books, courses, seminars, and that has made me tens of thousands of dollars. You never know what one idea can completely change your life. So always focus on your knowledge. That is the most important asset that you have. A lot of people will dream about being wealthy. They'll dream about being healthy and fit and all these different things, but very few actually take action and do something.